So tributes are pouring in for Betty White, who passed away on New Year's Eve at the age of 99, 2.5 weeks before what would have been her 100th birthday. Her agent and close friend confirmed that Betty passed away in her sleep at her home. Ryan Reynolds, who starred with Betty in The Proposal, said Betty was great at defying expectations. She managed to grow very old and somehow not old enough. Dolly Parton said, quote, "Betty will live forever, not only in this world, but the world hereafter. I will always love her, as we all will." And former First Lady Michelle Obama posted a sweet pic of Betty with her late dog Bo and said she, quote, "broke barriers and pushed us to laugh. We will miss the joy she brought to the world." Wow. I don't know if there is a single person out there that disliked Betty White, whether you're a stranger to her or whether you were lucky enough to work with her.
Like, you don't understand. Like, I think she can bring she was the only thing that could bring Republicans and Democrats together, was like golden retrievers and Betty White and Tom Hanks. Maybe somebody protect Tom Hanks. But I will say,
I'm sorry, I think golden retrievers are boring. I think they're a boring dog, but keep going. It's like if you made the suburbs a dog. They don't, who cares? Go ahead.
Wow.
They're incredibly kind-hearted.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
They retrieve.
Yeah,
they
they're
retrieve.
Incredible working dogs, actually.
Very much
Yeah.
so. So, yeah.
If you have one, they recommend you put a pack on it so they feel like they're working. But okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tori.
I was just going to say, at some point, David Goodman, one of the writers for Golden Girls, was working on that series for 2 seasons. He met Betty White one time, had one conversation. Years later, she goes to Family Guy and does a voiceover. He walks in, he's a writer now, and goes, "Hi, Miss White, I don't know if you remember me." And she goes, "David Goodman. I always love my writers." And she remembered him from all that time. That says a lot about who that woman was.
Yeah. I mean, Sam, you were saying, I bet there's nobody that dislikes her. I guarantee you there are some. And I'll tell you why. Because as a woman that came of age in show business when she did, I'm sure that there were a lot of men trying to tell her what she could and couldn't do, what she could and couldn't say, what jokes she could and couldn't tell. And we're clearly talking about her now. So she definitely told some of those men where to go.
Yeah, we don't need celebrity examples for Betty White,
right?
We sometimes do, and we're like, who's that person we don't know a lot about? Betty White is every single person's grandmother, black, white, Asian, whatever you are.
Absolutely.
It's every person's grandmother. I talked with my parents over the weekend, and she's like, so sad Betty White died. Everyone my age knows who Betty White is. My nieces know who Betty White is, but to go on New Year's Eve as Betty White at 99, I would just be like, I'm Betty White. And then just close my eyes and that's it. You are immortalized forever.
Always,
like what
always.
a life, what a career, and like you said, that everybody just loves.
What a
and adores.
legacy.
Absolutely.
What a legacy. In fact, speaking of her very long and amazing career in TV, it's hard to think of a time when Betty White wasn't on TV. So back in 1952, she starred in one of the first sitcoms, fronted by a woman called Life with Elizabeth, which she also, by the way, produced. And by 1954, she was also hosting and producing her own variety show on NBC and continued to work in TV right into her 90s. Betty met her third husband, Allan Ludden, on the game show Password. He died in 1981, and Betty never remarried. The two joked about their relationship on the show right after their honeymoon. Take a look.
What are your plans for the summer, Betty?
Well, I'm going to do some... What did you have in mind, Al?
Nice to have you here. It's a very great thrill to have Betty here. Your first partner tonight, Betty, is...
What kind of a honeymoon did you have?
Oh, and in the 70s, Betty went against her good girl image as the flirtatious Sue Ann Nevins on the Marty Tyler Moore Show, a role that won her 2 Emmys. Watch.
Just because it's my birthday, you don't have to go to all the trouble of going out and buying me a present. I'll do it for you.
Will $20 be enough?
Oh, $20 will be fine.
I bet you say that to all the guys.
And she also struck TV gold again with her portrayal of the lovable, dim-witted Rose Nyland on The Golden Girls. She also starred in the hit sitcom Hot in Cleveland, which ran until 2015 when Betty was 93. What do you think about her crazy, long, insane career?
She said she made it her business to get along with people because it's just better for business. And I think that's a lovely way to go about your world. And because of that, just like you said, we all were nice. And that's how we were going to get on this show. You want to work with good, nice, funny people. And she was one of those people. She also had a African-American tap dancer, Arthur Duncan, on her show back in the 50s. And they were like, get rid of him. He's African-American. We don't want him. And she said, quote, live with it. And her show was canceled. And later he rejoined her and said he really offered her career, thought his career was started by Betty White. And they reconvened in 2017 together. And he said, thank you for my career, basically. So that's incredible.
She had a gift of being, because I was watching a number of her interviews over the weekend, and she had such a gift about being very bold and to the point, but it never came off offensive. Usually I would attribute that to somebody with like an accent. At least being an American, when I see somebody have an accent, I'm like, oh, it's not offensive what they say. She said some pretty like sexy, racy, and controversial things, Jeff, but for some reason, the way she delivered it, it never rubbed me, or I guess other people, the wrong way.
Well, again, to reference my parents again, it's always said, not what you say, but how you say it, right? That was told to me my whole life. I'm still working at it now. But what Betty White said that I took away, again, I was watching interviews all week. She was getting interviewed by Al Roker. She's like, be kind.
Yeah, just be nice.
Be kind to people. And people don't appreciate, especially today, how far that goes, right?
Yes.
And especially in this business, they say, be nice to everybody, even the person bringing you water, because you don't know where they're going to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And it's proven. People from here have moved on and done great things. So watch how you talk and watch how you say it.
Yeah, I mean, she is the definition of being able to reinvent yourself. You think about the great bands, the great artists, whether they be actors or singers or musicians. To have a career in entertainment, you have to reinvent yourself where you're almost different people every 10 years. And she really embodied that effortlessly. But it's really scary because the first time you call your agent, Sam, and you say, I know I did DBL, but now I'm going to do this totally different thing. I'm going to look different, talk different, and act different. Your agent will be like, are you crazy? This worked. We're going to go with this. So to reinvent yourself, it takes a lot more courage than people think.
I agree. And I just want to end on this note because watching the video of her fallen deceased husband, to know that she's
Allan.
if you believe in if you believe in an afterlife, heaven, whatever you want to call it, to know that they are reunited, to me gives me comfort and peace. I know.